Have you watched calisthenics videos and thought, man, I want to be able to do that? Or perhaps you watch this beautiful, balding man himself do some crazy things. Well, calisthenics is for everyone. Let's break it down and get you into it. Calisthenics is simply just strength training, but instead of using dumbbells or kettlebells, we're using our own body weight as resistance. This means we're either pulling ourselves, pushing ourselves, or holding ourselves in some extremely complicated position to build up some strength. And the best part is, you don't need a gym for this. Eventually, it might be nice to help you progress, but you can do it right now at your home, at a park, or in the middle of the street during a thunderstorm because you're crazy and you like that kind of thing. Calisthenics is for everyone. Yeah, that means you. You can do calisthenics. Nothing super crazy about it. I don't even know why I made this a section. I already talked about this previously. Calisthenics is great. Calisthenics has a numerous amount of benefits to it. First, you can build ridiculous amounts of strength. From all the different pulling and pushing variations, people may come up to you and tell you that you're pound for pound the strongest person in the gym. I know, I've been told that twice, and let me tell you, it's a great ego builder. On top of that, it can also improve your coordination, flexibility, and balance. Think of handstands or one legged squats. These are things that need things other than just raw strength. You can also do calisthenics everywhere. If there's a beautiful day and you want to go to the park and do it, you can do it there. If there's a hurricane going on or you're being told that you need to stay inside your room by your parents, you can do your calisthenics workout there. There are no restrictions unless you like going to the gym, like I do. I like talking to people there. It's a good place. Last, you don't really need a lot of equipment. You might need to get a pull up bar or maybe a couple resistance bands, but compared to doing bodybuilding where you have to buy every single set of dumbbells, yeah, it's a little bit more affordable. All you need to do to get started is to have a good, strong, positive mindset. That and a pull up bar, resistance bands, parallettes, those might be helpful along with maybe a mat or something if the ground's dirty. But mostly, you just need a mindset that says, hey, I want to learn this. It's going to be hard, but I know if I consistently stick to it, I can achieve all of these crazy skills. Here are some basic skills I recommend that you master before trying to do all the crazy stuff that gets flexed around on social media. For pushing, you gotta master push ups. And the best thing about push ups is you can make it as easy or as hard as you want to. Do push ups up against a wall to start or on your knees. From there, you can go to on your toes. You can shift your arms up and down. You can put your feet up on top of a box. There are so many different ways you can iterate on the push up, which makes it a fantastic move to start with. You can slowly and surely get better at this movement just by changing it up. From there, we have pulling movements. This can be your rows. So, to get to a pull up, I highly recommend doing a rowing type movement first. Here, you can either attach a band to a pole and row backwards, or grip onto a bar and pull yourself that way. Pulling motions can be a little bit tricky without a pull up bar and an assistance band to work on it, but it's still one that you should be able to do with minimal equipment. For lower body, these are the ones that everyone loves to hate. Good old squats and lunges. Yep, can't avoid them. They were brought up to you in your PE classes in elementary school. They are still absolutely amazing for you. You need it, it's going to help you age gracefully. Outside of these movements, make sure you're also working on core strength through core exercises and then going in and working on your mobility. You got to stretch to loosen up some of those tight areas to perform better later. Here's some common mistakes to avoid. The first is probably the most important, which is going too hard too fast. When I tried to do P90X way back in the day, the first workout, I got two-thirds of the way in, got sick, and needed to get rid of some food that I had inside my stomach previously in that day. And then I never wanted to work out again. So definitely take your time, ease into it. The next thing is going to a new progression too quickly. The thing about these progressions is that, yes, they're cool to learn, but they are much more stressful on your muscles and your tendons and ligaments than you might expect. Master where you're at, take time to adjust at where you are, and then go into the next progression. Neglecting your sleep, your good nutrition, your mobility work. These are other things that you need to make sure that you're on top of. You want to take care of yourself holistically and not just singly focusing on one particular item. Lastly, don't compare yourself to other people. I know I will do that to myself. I'll look at someone that's doing 200-pound pull ups and think, man, I wish I was as cool as that person. But honestly, we're all in our own storybook. You might be on chapter one, I might be on chapter seven. There's always someone that is a chapter ahead of you, and that shouldn't stop you from the joy that you'll feel when you progress with calisthenics. Now that you have agreed to follow denying gravity's rules of not progressing too fast, let's look at some of the cool things that you can do once you start progressing further. Let's look at a pulling example. First, we were starting with doing either like a TRX row or a resistance band row, and eventually we can turn that into a pull up. Once we have our pull ups mastered and are starting to get reps on that, then we can start branching it in different ways. You can either add weight to yourself and do weighted pull ups, or maybe you want to go over the bar and do a muscle up. There might even be things like doing one arm pull ups that intrigue you, or transitioning into something like a front lever. There's so many different branches that can come off of calisthenics that might make it too daunting at the start. But just think, it all starts with that basic row, and once you have that, the door is going to open to a bunch of different areas for you. When it comes to a workout, if you've been working out before it, you might just want to supplement in some of these calisthenic basics into your current routine and go from there. If you're starting from scratch, make sure you get your doctor's consent before you start on a program. But I would recommend doing something where you do a 3 day a week total body exercise. So you'll do a total body routine, a day off, total body off, and then have 2 days off at some point. Maybe you go in and get some extra steps on one of those 2 days. But from here, you're going to rotate between our pushing and pulling and lower body movements. So this might look like you're doing push ups for 3 sets of 10, doing rows for 3 sets of 10. You could do then squats or lunges after that, follow up with plank, and then rinse and repeat for either rounds or doing each movement on its own, potentially even putting them all into a circuit. You have so many different options that are available to you. And depending on how much time you have, you can get it all done in a quick amount of time, and this will build up that strength for later. Keep blasting and learning the basics. And in my next video that'll be coming out soon, I'm going to do a 201 course. Yep, I'm going to take you from this beginner stage that you're mastering into the intermediate stage, the foundation that's going to lay you to become a total beast. Calisthenics is a journey. It doesn't come overnight. Stick to the basics, consistently stick to it, and you can go from being someone that struggles to do a pull up, just like me, to someone that's doing pull ups with one arm or hundreds of pounds attached to me. Yeah, I could barely do a pull up, and now I can do all this crazy stuff. You just need to be consistent. I know everyone wants things immediately, but if you just stick to the course, slowly follow the process, you can become an absolute monster. You've got this. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if there's anything you'd like to see in the next video, that intermediate one, and subscribe to the channel. Working on getting my subscriber base higher and would really appreciate it.